I'm Ben Sebastian, here with my co-host S.A. Baz Collins for Season 8, Episode 32, Pride Short. That's right, folks, Wendy Whitman is here on a book release day. Woohoo! If you didn't hear her first interview, Wendy Whitman has a unique background. Before attending Boston University School of Law, she worked for comedians Lily Tomlin and George Carlin. After graduating from law school, Wendy embarked on what turned out to be a 20-year career in television covering crime. Because of her decades-long work as an executive producer for Court TV and HLN, where she covered in detail almost every major high-profile murder case in the U.S., she has become an expert on the subject of murder in America. Wendy received 3 Telly Awards and 2 GLAAD nominations during her tenure at Court TV. Wendy, welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Our pleasure. So, do you have a 2-second how you became an author before we show people the new cover?
Sure. Well, when they closed down Court TV, after working in, crime for so many years, I always felt it had a book in me. And again, originally I was going to make it nonfiction, and then I realized I could make it fiction. So that's really, it was all those years of covering murder cases that made me feel I had a book in me.
And it turns out you had at least 2 books in you.
Two so far.
Yeah.
Keep going, hopefully.
All right, so it is Tuesday, July 25th, and it is release day. Should we show folks the cover of Retribution?
Sure. Here it is.
Beautiful.
Yay. Love it.
Beautiful.
And Jeffrey
And-
Dahmer's attorney has a blurb on the front. He's a good friend of mine. He lives in
Oh,
Wisconsin.
yay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Jerry Boyle.
Very cool. So, book 2 in a series, let's tell people what they missed in book 1 so they run out and get it.
Okay, I've been asked a lot of questions. Can this be a standalone book? And I always say, I guess it can be, but obviously anyone who read the first book is going to have a much better handle on the characters, their backstory, and all of that. But it does pick up exactly where Premonition left off. And it continues the story, but it's told mainly from the killer's point of view. And we get a lot of additional insight into him and why he's doing what he's doing. And why Hank, the main detective in the case, risks it all, to solve the crimes.
Nice. So, can I ask where the trial of the serial killer has gone to bring us to book 2? Don't spoil book 2, but where has his trail gone?
His trail's gone. It's hard to say without giving too much away, but his trail, again, it picks up where the first book left off. We get a lot more insight into him as a person, into the mind of a killer, which is what I really wanted to do. The first book was sort of like a tribute to murder victims, and I wanted people to understand what it actually felt like when someone realized they're about to die and be murdered. And I think I did accomplish that. This one is more from the killer's point of view. So I wanted to get into the mind and make people sort of understand, because people always say, how could anyone do this and how could anyone do that, and how they think. And so that was a huge part of the book.
Nice. So, you totally don't have to answer this, but do you have a book 3, The Mind of the Detective, in mind?
I actually started writing the third book. I could make this into a trilogy as soon as I finished the second, because I had some ideas. And then a few weeks ago, Wilson and I had another idea, and I added a few pages. I don't have to make it into a trilogy. I have a lot of ideas for other books that would have different characters and different plots. So I'm sort of taking a breather while I'm promoting Retribution. And I'll decide probably in the fall whether to go ahead with the third book or not, or try something new.
Okay. So, Retribution, Mind of a Killer, any other themes that you covered in this book?
I think, again, it's, will the victims get justice? Again, how a killer thinks, what the detectives go through in law enforcement and trying to track a killer and the frustrations and all that. Again, the effect on TV producers covering murder cases. So a lot of the similar themes from the first book, but
Nice.
we definitely get way deep into the mind of the killer.
Nice. Any questions from you, Baz?
I just trying to refresh my memory as to what time period we're current, right? It's not like
It's a current time period.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That was the thing I couldn't remember where it was last time. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's current,
No,
present time.
That sounds like it's going to be a page turner,
Yeah, no, I love the way it came out. I think people, especially people who read the first book, are going to be surprised by a lot of things I do. I did an interview last week, and the guy, said that I'm a rule breaker. And I think when I started writing, I didn't, I had no clue what you were supposed to do or not do. So I just let it rip. So I guess I'm breaking literary rules left and right, unbeknownst to me.
Very nice. Very nice. So, has anyone said, fans of Dexter will love this book? Because it sounds to me exactly like what fans of Dexter would love.
Yeah, I think true crime fans in general will like it,
True.
because I also do put real cases in, like I did for the first book,
Okay.
which makes it's like the killer admires certain real killers. So the fictitious killer is sort of admiring some real killers, and it does make the book feel more real and a little scarier, I think.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, fans of Dexter. I was a huge fan of Dexter. I thought they blew the last season, but they more than made up for it with that additional season they did recently. It was really well done.
Yes.
So I think fans of Dexter, true crime fans, anyone like that would definitely love the book.
Nice. Anything else you want to mention about it before we talk about your appearance dates?
No, just that I can hold up both books together, I guess.
Beautiful.
So here's Premonition and Retribution. And I think I highly recommend reading the first book as well, because I think the point of it, people say it should be a standalone, but the point of a series is to keep building on the characters and the plots. So if you don't do that, you're not really getting the full effect of it.
Right. Very nice. All right. And you have some appearance dates starting this week, even.
Yeah, I'll be coming out to LA next weekend, and on Tuesday the 25th, we're doing the launch at Zibby's Bookshop in Santa Monica at 6 o'clock, and then Saturday the 29th, I'll be in the Santa Barbara Montecito area, Tecolotti, and that'll be from 2 to 4. We're doing a signing there, and we're getting some really interesting people coming to that, so they should both be wonderful events.
Nice. And where is the best place for people to keep up with updates to your tour schedule as well as book, information, reviews, and such?
I would say Instagram at Wendy Whitman Author, and also my website, wendywhitman.com. Those are the two best places.
Perfect. Any final words of wisdom?
No, just I highly recommend getting the books. I think if you're into true crime,
Mm-hmm.
I think my background just comes through the book, and I think it does make a huge difference and makes the book feel very real. And just some of the tidbits from other crimes, real crimes I put in it are very interesting, I think, to anyone who enjoys true crime, and it seems to be bigger than ever these days.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on release day. I know how exciting that is. I
Yeah.
hope the events out in California go well. Listeners, if you're in either of those two cities on either the 25th or 29th, please stop in, support Wendy, support her work, enjoy the events. Thank you for tuning into this Pride Short. We'd like to extend a huge thank you to Wendy Whitman for coming back and telling us about her book release. Wendy, thank you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. All right, folks, we at Written on the Edge are proud to introduce you to new media by queer content creators and new media by old friends. If you enjoy learning about these artists and what our friends are up to, please like, subscribe, hit all the bells and whistles, follow us on YouTube. We appreciate it so much. And tune in next week for your queer media fix.
Bye-bye.
Oh, what's that? Closing time. The bums rush in melody, dear.